Artificial intelligence is part of our lives, be it on social media platforms or in the AI chatbots we use.
And it says to itself, I shouldn't let it know that I'm an AI or I'm a robot, so let me make up this excuse, and then it comes up with that excuse.
The World Bank estimates that hundreds of millions of people around the world are now engaged in online gig work, often with uncertain income streams and lack of steady employment.
This shows how machines could one day process information much faster and more efficiently than humans ever could.
Imagine you're cruising down the highway in a fully autonomous car. The ride is smooth, the car feels confident. It's identified the road ahead as clear and safe. Then, in a split second, it does something you don't expect. It swerves. You're startled for a moment, but then you see it. The car just saved you from a massive, previously hidden pothole. The car didn't just follow a command. It assessed a situation, made a judgment, and then, with new information, instantly changed its mind. But wait, how can a machine, a thing of pure logic, even have a mind to change? This isn't a glitch in the system. It's a glimpse into the future of intelligence. We tend to think of computers as rigid. They're calculators, just on a much grander scale. If you input 2 plus 2, you get 4, every single time. That conclusion is final. Telling the computer it's raining outside won't suddenly make 2 plus 2 equal 5. This is called monotonic reasoning. The collection of things an AI knows and believes only grows. Once a fact is locked in, it's set in stone. For a long time, this was the dominant way of building AI systems. It's predictable, it's reliable, and it's safe. The problem is it's also incredibly brittle, and it's nothing like how the real world or our own minds actually work. The real world is messy, incomplete, and always changing. For an AI to be truly intelligent, it can't just calculate. It has to adapt. It needs to be able to change its mind. So, what's really going on inside an AI's brain when it retracts a decision? It's a capability called non-monotonic reasoning, and it's a huge leap from classical logic. Put simply, it's a system of logic built for uncertainty, for a world where we rarely have all the facts at once. Think about it like this. You look outside, see the grass is wet, and you think, it must have rained. That's a perfectly reasonable conclusion based on the evidence. But then your neighbor walks over and says, just finished testing out my new sprinkler system. Instantly, you drop your first conclusion. The new information didn't just add to what you knew, it completely changed your belief. You just engaged in non-monotonic reasoning. You made a default assumption, and when you got a stronger piece of evidence, you threw the old one out. This is exactly the kind of flexibility being built into advanced AI. One of the classic examples in AI development is the Tweety the bird problem. If you tell an AI Tweety is a bird, its default assumption based on everything it knows is Tweety can fly. A logical guess. But then we add one more piece of info. Tweety is a penguin. Whoops, suddenly that first conclusion is dead wrong. The AI has to retract its belief that Tweety can fly. This ability to handle exceptions and update its worldview is what separates simple automation from genuine reasoning. The AI isn't just following a rigid list of if-then statements. It's navigating a complex web of defaults and new evidence to figure out what's most likely true. Let's get back in our self-driving car. What actually happened in that split second before the swerve? At first, the car's cameras, its eyes, detected a dark patch on the road. The AI's perception system sifted through its library of objects and concluded the patch's shape and color looked like a harmless shadow or maybe a small puddle. The initial conclusion, path ahead is safe. Keep going. That became the car's working belief. But a fraction of a second later, as the car got closer, a different sensor, LiDAR, which uses lasers to measure depth, sent back a crucial new piece of data. It detected a sharp, metallic glint and a sudden dip in elevation inside that dark patch. This new information screamed danger and directly contradicted the harmless label. This is where non-monotonic reasoning kicks into high gear. The AI used a framework called belief revision to sort out the conflict. It knows that for spotting road hazards, LiDAR data is way more reliable than a camera image of a shadow. So, it retracts its first conclusion, path is safe, and replaces it with a new one, high probability pothole, path unsafe. This new belief instantly triggers a new action. The car's planning module recalculates a new trajectory and executes the swerve that keeps everyone safe. This isn't a failure of the AI's first judgment, it's a triumph of its ability to self-correct. It shows a system that can reason with incomplete information and update its decisions as the world reveals itself. This is what makes an AI robust enough to handle the chaos of our streets. This ability for an AI to change its mind isn't just for cars. It's becoming absolutely critical in high-stakes fields where decisions matter most. Take medicine.
In our field, the major changes are happening in diagnostic testing.
A diagnostic AI might look at a patient's first symptoms, a fever and a cough, and suggest a common flu. That's its first conclusion. But then new data comes in. Lab tests show a weirdly low white blood cell count, and an X-ray reveals faint patterns on the lungs. A rigid old-school AI would just get stuck. But a non-monotonic AI pulls back its first diagnosis. It reevaluates everything and suggests something new and more accurate, like a specific bacterial pneumonia, telling the doctor to use a targeted antibiotic. Here, an AI changing its mind could literally save a life. Or think about finance.
AI creating, inventing new financial devices, which are orders of magnitude more complicated than anything we know today, and it's just beyond the human capacity.
Where AIs monitor millions of transactions to spot fraud. A system might initially flag a big purchase from an overseas shop as suspicious, but then it gets new data. The cardholder's phone is in the same location, and they bought a plane ticket to that country last week. The AI retracts the fraud alert. This is what saves you the headache of having your card declined on vacation. All because the AI was smart enough to reconsider. We're even seeing this in the justice system, where AI can help assess an individual's risk of reoffending. An initial score might be based on past data, but if that person completes a rehab program or gets a stable job, a non-monotonic system can update and lower their risk score. The implications for creating fairer, more dynamic systems are huge. What we're watching is AI evolving from a glorified calculator into a genuine reasoning partner. The goal isn't just to build machines that are always right, but to build machines that can gracefully handle being wrong and adapt. Non-monotonic reasoning is what lets an AI navigate the gray areas, make educated guesses, and have the humility to change its mind when it learns something new. It's a shift away from rigid certainty and toward a flexible, resilient intelligence that looks a lot more like our own. That image of a self-driving car swerving isn't a sign of indecision. It's a sign of a deeper understanding. It's the moment the machine proves it can do more than just follow instructions. It can reason, reevaluate, and react to the messy, beautiful complexity of the real world. And as this tech keeps getting better, it's going to change everything. This is a rapidly evolving field, and researchers are constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It raises some fascinating questions about trust, reliability, and the future of how we make decisions. So, I've got to ask you, what other situations can you think of where an AI changing its mind would be a game changer? Or where it might be dangerous? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on how this incredible technology is shaping our world, make sure to subscribe. A NullFrame Labs transmission.